Hi, I chose to do my speech on children with AIDS because it interests me, and there's just a lot of people who have AIDS and there's not a cure. Um, More than 1,000 children are newly infected with AIDS every day, and more than half will die as a result of AIDS because of the lack of access to treatment. Millions of children every year are indirectly affected by the epidemic as a result of death and suffering caused by family members and friends. At the end of 2010, there were 3.4 million children living around the world with AIDS. Out of 1.8 million people who died of AIDS in 2010, one out of every seven was a child. Every hour, around 30 children die from having AIDS. Prevention for AIDS is not as well as it should be. Preventing it from mother to child, drugs are given during birth and during labor to the baby to make it safer. It can eliminate the risk of transmission from mother to child. Educating children is also another good way to prevent AIDS. Education in the schools on AIDS would be good so they could know what AIDS does to people and how many people are infected with AIDS. Just a simple sex education class would probably significantly help the number of AIDS transmitted in the years to come. Treatment for AIDS is not benefiting half the children that have AIDS because of where they are at. Children in places like Africa who don't have resources like America does, they aren't getting treatment. And young children need to be given drugs that are into powder or sugars or syrup due to difficulties of swallowing, and it's just more expensive that way. So most of the time children just get portions of pills that their parents give them, which is sometimes effective but not always very helpful. um, the effects of AIDS on children isn't going to go away. Hundreds of thousands of children every year are infected with HIV. Most are left undiagnosed, and they can't access treatment and end up dying because of where they're at. AIDS is not something that plays around. If you know you have AIDS, you need to be safe about it and let people know so that they don't get infected as well. Some of my sources are webmd.com, aacap.org, and unicefusa.org.